Okay, so welcome back once again, guys. Now, in this lecture, I'll be talking about one very important algorithm or theorem, you can say, which is called as Bayes theorem, which you will end up using in a multiple places. So let's try to understand what Bayes theorem says, by the way. So I'll try to explain you this Bayes theorem with the help of, you can say, one small story. So let's suppose you are a detective. You are trying to investigate someone, and when you're trying to, like, before you have started investigating, so maybe you know that person, and you have a belief that that person is so nice, that person is so good, that there is only 1% chance, that that person has committed some sort of a crime. Yeah, that person has committed some sort of a crime. But you are a detective, right? You are a detective. So you will keep on investigating, and you will try to collect what? So you will try to collect basically a evidence, maybe a fingerprint or maybe some weapon or something. You will try to find out, right? So evidence, you will try to find out. Now, after finding out the evidence, so maybe your assumptions will change, right? Maybe your probability will increase, that if there is a evidence, then that person of being guilty may be higher. But before that, so you had this particular belief that person is not a guilty at all. So this is called as prior probability, and this is basically called as posterior, basically. So when I have a evidence and I'm trying to prove a person that okay, so person has committed a crime, so this is called as posterior. Okay, so there is a prior probability and there is a posterior probability. So once I'm able to get the evidence, so now here Bayes theorem comes into a picture, and it says that probability of occurrence of event A, when we have information about event B, is equals to probability of occurrence of event V when we have information about A, into probability of event A divided by a probability of a event B. Now, what this term says? So obviously probability A means what? So probability A means person is guilty. A means person is guilty, and B means basically we have a evidence for that. So P of A combine, if I'm going to take, so this is going to be the prior probability, right? So what is the probability? That person has committed a crime. So this is basically a prior probability. I had a belief on that person, and maybe that's 1% chance that person has committed some sort of a crime over there. Yeah, crime over there. So that's something called as prior probability. Then I have written probability of B of A, so which is trying to represent a likelihood that if I have received a evidence, right? If I have received the evidence means B, right? If I have received the evidence, then what is a chance? Because I have received the evidence doesn't mean that I can just go and say that person has committed a crime, right? That is not a way of doing it. Maybe like someone has done some sort of a manipulation, or some different thing has happened which I'm not able to find out. So here probability of basically B, or finding out a evidence, and when person has committed a crime. So this is what it is trying to represent. It's technically called as likelihood. And here, so this is a probability of a evidence, basically evidence total, you can say. And this is my posterior probability. This is my posterior probability that person, what is the probability that person has committed a crime when I have a evidence, then I'm able to find out the evidence. So this is a posterior probability. So initially I'll try to start with this probability, a belief, right? Then I'll try to find out that what is the impact of this evidence to the person has committed a crime, kind of a scenario. And then I will try to find out the posterior probability. And now this formula is called as Bayes theorem, right? This formula is called as Bayes theorem. Now, so here basically let's try to solve it, right? Let's try to take some numbers and let's try to solve it. So here I'll try to write down that person of being guilty is 1%, right? 1% in terms of a number, it's going to be 0.01. Yeah, 0.01. That person is guilty. I had a belief. So initial belief said that okay, fine, there is only 1% chance that person could be a guilty. Okay, that's cool. Now, right now, so here basically we will try to find out that person, when I have a fingerprint, some evidence, fingerprint means I'm trying to refer to as a evidence, and then the person is basically guilty. Yeah, the person is guilty. So maybe I can say that there is a 90% chance or 0.90. So there is a 90% chance that when I'm able to find out some evidence, then a person is guilty. How I'm able to find out that? Maybe from my historical record, that okay, I have investigated this many number of person, and this was on an average, that when I'm able to find out the evidence, then person is guilty. So from my historical record, maybe I'm able to get this particular number. Okay, that's cool. Now, so a person, right? So person, I'm able to find out a fingerprint, right? I'm able to find out the fingerprint. So what is a case that person is not guilty or person is basically innocent? So I can just say that, okay, fine. So this is 0.5%, means kind of a false positive. So where I'm able to find out the evidence, but still person is innocent, person was not guilty. Yeah. And person is innocent. Person is innocent. So guilty is 0.01%. So obviously the chance of person being innocent is equals to 99%. Okay, 99%. Now I have to find out this one. So person being guilty when I have found out the fingerprint or evidence. Fingerprint. Now what formula says? What formula says? So basically probability of fingerprint, then person is guilty, right, into person guilty divided by probability of, probability of guilty divided by probability of a fingerprint, a total evidence, right? So this is basically a formula, and if I'm able to find out this, if I'm able to find out this, if I'm able to find out this, I will be able to find out that what is the probability that person is guilty when I am able to investigate the fingerprint or I have found some sort of a evidence. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Now here, let's try to check what is the data set which is given to me. So this is given to me, right? This is given to me. So there is a 90% chance that when I'm able to find out the evidence, person seems to be guilty. In 90% of the cases, I have seen that. Yeah. So this is given to me. Now, what is the probability that person will be guilty? So I have that data as well. So I have 0.01%. So independently when like person is guilty. Now, so what is a probability of a fingerprint or probability of a total evidence, by the way? Yeah. So probability of the total evidence. So that is something that I have to calculate, probability of a fingerprint or total evidence. So to calculate this probability of the fingerprint, I have to calculate that, okay, so probability of a fingerprint when guilty into probability of guilty plus probability of fingerprint when innocent into probability of innocent, right? I have to combine, I have to calculate the combined evidence probability, by the way. So when person was guilty and when person is innocent in both the situation. So here probability of fingerprint when person is guilty, it's given to me. So it's 0.90 into probability of guilty. So 0.01 given to me. Probability of fingerprint, so means you found the fingerprint but person was innocent, is 0.05, right? It's 0.05 into probability of a innocent. So guilty was 0.01, so innocent is 0.99. Now if I'm going to do a calculation, so it's going to be 0.0585. So this is the total probability of the evidence. Now I can try to put up all of this data over here, and then I will be able to calculate that what is the probability of a person being guilty if there is a evidence or if I'm able to investigate a fingerprint. So probability of guilty if I'm able to find out the fingerprint. I'm just doing this calculation. So just try to put up all of these values. So 0.9 into 0.1 divided by this number. So divided by 0.0585. So it is going to be approximately 0.1538. So there are 15.38% chance that even though if you are able to find out a fingerprint, right? Even though if you are able to find out the fingerprint, a person is going to be guilty. Yes, person is going to be guilty. Your assumptions was different from the previous cases. Your assumptions was different, but with respect to this particular person, as its guilty ratio is very less, right? So here, this is the chance that, okay, so there is a 15.38% of chance that person will be guilty, even though if you are able to find out the fingerprint. So this is where this Bayes theorem comes into a picture, which helped me out in terms of doing a calculation. And again, so Bayes theorem, you will be able to see in multiple places, like COVID disease detection, I can say, or spam detection, fraud detection, even in terms of looking a recommendation system. In many places, you will end up using this Bayes theorem. But yeah, this is under the hood, the story about the Bayes theorem with respect to one of the example. So hope all of you are able to understand with that. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and see you again.